Uneno kalatvlive. Kalatvlive machiegni pacho. Ma e odwa.
Oimore kamoro moro ma intiere janeno mar kade mabende kelo masiche e kinde mamoko.
In her final moments, during the
Anases mawuok e kaunti no ma Kisumu koro medo chalo muro margi malich mokalo kalore koda osachgi magiyango ni osedeko kuom thuolo ma ok tin e dweche maromo 4 sani, kendo tend kaunti ni endi odino itgi ne moko kuom dwachgi ka otelnegi koda jagoro margi Andrew Otieno gisingo kanyendo mar biro nen
that they ensure that we are paid our salaries, and because of this I want to say that we are on salary parade. Until we are paid salary parade, until we are paid is when we shall go back to work. Paid is when we shall go back to work. How are we going to work? How are our children feeding? How are we going to work? How are our children feeding? How are our families surviving? And then someone is threatening us. We shall not take it lightly. It will not take it lightly.
It is absurd for a man.
Kendo pinje mag Afrika ma ugwe koda pinje mamoko oyione ni obiro kanyakla neno kaka inyalo tiek mibadhi mabende osemiyo omenda jopiny olal e yore eko ma ok ni kare.
All the anti-corruption strategies that we will come up with will be Africa-specific. Corruption knows no borders and financial crime, and for that reason, jurisdictional responses cannot be effective. We have to respond as Africa. Many times the strategies that we have adopted sometimes are incubated elsewhere, and they don't have in mind the environment. For example, in Africa, we are still heavy in cash economy. We are an open economy. We are a
Big 5 agenda and the better. I think there is a bit of a confusion between a vision and policy. The vision of this country has not changed. The vision of this country is still Vision 2030, and in that vision, it is clearly stated what needs to be achieved. One of them is economic growth of 10%. And to achieve that economic growth, it is clearly spelled out what needs to be done. Now, the policy, any government campaigning will now have to develop policy around the vision of the country. Is high up in our agenda as a country. We are reviving rice production. Look at what is happening in Bura now with the expansion of putting more acreage under rice production and many, many others, including the sugar sector. In MSMEs, there are a number of initiatives. I can go on and on. When you
watu wanalia hakuna maji, wengi wanaenda kuchota maji. Watu wanalia hakuna maji, wengi wanaenda kuchota maji chafu huko mtoni. Sasa sisi tunahangaika sana. Barchok. Hiyo ndio mwisho, na hiyo ndio mwisho wa tamu yako.
Maji ni chafu, hakuna maji. Hakuna maji kumsaidia Barchok. Saidia sana, hakuna maji.
Ya, kuna waziri wa maji hapa Bomet County. Na hatujaona kazi yake. Hakuna kazi ambayo anafanya. Saa hii watu wanahangaika kwa mambo ya maji. Saa hii watoto wa shule wanahangaika. Kuna
baraza la mawaziri na kama serikali, rais wetu, kiongozi wetu wa taifa ako na mipango ya kutatua hiyo yote.
We have seen a lot of improvement in works done by the government, especially on the side of health. Recently, most of our people had to suffer a lot when they went to hospitals, but now through SHA, they are getting assistance.